Well, hello, um, everyone. It's happy Thursday, everyone. I have to check. I hope you're well, and how nice to see you. And yes, I hope you're ready for a spot of stitching. You know, every day is a new day, and today it's time for a little bit of sleep time. Okay, so this piece I started. When did we start? Oh, yes, of course, this is a New Year marathon. We've been talking about having another marathon very soon in May. And this was my marathon piece, okay, New Year marathon piece. I started the very first stitch here with you. And this is based on a piece of artwork by Ciro Marchetti. And let me show you the markup, okay? If you've never seen this one before, have a look. Have a look at this. And it's absolutely gorgeous. And it's a night view of this mystical forest and full of beautiful creatures sleeping, but also being overlooked and guarded by, there's an owl on the left and a little red bird on the top. I have no idea what bird that is. I'm not well versed in wildlife, but I do know there's a squirrel on the upper right there. And there's a little doggy there and little kitty, I think it's a kitten, and a beautiful fox as well, sleeping soundly and safely. And you know, in the background, there's this beautiful tree house with red roof and magic mushrooms everywhere and greens. I mean, this is just a beautiful piece and very different from Ciro Marchetti's more recent pieces. And I'm really grateful he left this one behind in his archive before he kind of embarked on a slightly different direction with his artwork. And I've got maybe one or two other pieces by Ciro Marchetti, and I'm really in love with them. And so this piece, as I said, I started with you from New Year's Eve, really, and stitched for 11 hours, I know. And this is where we are, okay? And so I started from upper right. And by the way, this is a supersized piece and max colors. So this is max to, you know, in every sense of the word, as far as hate is concerned, heaven and earth. So this is quite a large piece, dare I say. Let me zoom out, okay, way out here, if I can fit on the screen here. And so the completion area is on that little space on the upper right there. It's about the size of my palm, okay? So you can imagine the size of the entire piece. And let me just show you. So I started from upper right there, slowly moving toward that brown patch. It's a little squirrel. Can you see the outline there? Pretty much. It's quite a large squirrel proportionally in terms of the real estate. So nice and slowly, but I'm firmly in the squirrel zone. And if you know me by now, I'm a big fan of squirrels, okay? So I'm very happy, so, you know, really excited stitching this piece. And let me show you my progress. We like a little bit of stats here, okay? Numbers. So currently, I'm still under 1%, all right? And even though that was not a small area that I've stitched, but proportionally it's quite small. So I'm hoping to go over 1% sometime soon. I'm in no hurry. I'm just enjoying every stitch I'm making for this piece. And as I said, this is a 200, well, max color piece. So max color is generally maxed at 240. So this is one color short, 239. So quite a lot of color changes. And this piece, I wouldn't say it's the most confetti piece just yet from the area that I've stitched, but it's quite drastic. Some areas quite friendly, but some areas very confetti. So, you know, I'm just kind of divide and conquer, dip in and out of different areas here. And as usual, I am going to start a new sprint here right in front of you, and this is going to capture the number of stitches I will be making today. Let's have a look how we're doing today. And hello to all of you. Let's have a look. Who have I got here to stitch with me today? In the chat, we have, Lizzie this time. Lizzie is providing a quote. How nice. Lizzie says, science may be able to save life, but it does not make life worth living. Poet Jamie Dickey on why we need art and creative things in her life. How nice. Yes, great quote indeed. Technicality does not, provide artistry. And artistry is created by human, from you, you as a being. Absolutely, I totally agree. And you can live art, live life artfully as well. It's not just about creating things, it's about living creatively. And you live your life without having to, maybe follow the path that's laid out for you. And just be authentic and be you. Thank you, Lizzie, for the beautiful quote. And Sarah loves it as well. Sarah is also in the chat. And we also have Maria as well. And the top 3 to report to the chat. We highlight their comments. And Maria says, happy stitching yogi in caps. So Maria is overjoyed and excited, ready to stitching with us. And great to see you, Maria. We also have Linda Diamonds. Hello. And Rajal. Hello. Great to see you, Rajal. And Scantus is back with us. And Amanda as well. And we also have Lefty. And Busy Mum is reporting from the work club, and we hope to keep you entertained. And Susan is here as well, and let's have a look. So my chat kind of broke there, so I need to switch to the other panel. Let me just have a look here. And we have Walkaway here, and Ellen is also, let me scroll up a little bit. I don't want to miss anybody, okay? And we have Chelsea Summers here, and Suzanne saying hello, and Michelle Fuller, lovely Michelle is here, and Grace Houston as well. And of course, Ellen waving with 3 hands. How do you do that? Where did you get the 3rd hand, Ellen? And Love Drunk, I need 4, so maybe I can stitch a little bit quicker. And sound stitching as well. Yesterday we're talking about stitching speed and how long it takes to finish like a full piece. And do not check out the number, okay? Someone, I think Kristen did some math, and you do not want to know. Just keep stitching. Tracy is here as well. Hello. And Walk Away, of course. I'm saying, I think I mentioned Walk Away. And who else have we got? Stargazer is here back with us. How nice to have you. And I'll come back to the actual comments a little bit. I just want to say hello to all of you. And Gayla as well. And Catherine Hoban, hello. And Angelique. Angelique I haven't seen you for a little while. And Angelique is reporting from work club. So maybe this is why I have not seen Angelique for a little while. And I hope you're having a great day. At work as well. So guys, thank you for joining me today. So let's have a look. So this piece, I'm stitching on 25 counts. For some reason, since sort of beginning of the year, I'm just very drawn to 25 counts. Because the end of last year, I actually spent a fair bit of time stitching 28 count pieces. I kind of venture into 28, and I really liked it. So I think currently I have technically 3 pieces I'm stitching on 28, but this year for some reason I'm just really kind of fell in love with 25 count all over again. And so this piece I'm doing in 25 counts, really large fabric, and I'm stitching 1/1 with DMC. Okay, and as you can see, I've been, with this piece, I'm doing sort of 5x5 gridding as well, which is really helpful for me. So today, I think my plan is going to be, of course, I'm going to focus on the squirrel and maybe start to create outlines here. I'm not going to venture too far. My hope is only up to this point, okay? So I'm going to concentrate on this area. This is the little tail, by the way. This is the back of the squirrel. But I would like to patch up this area a little bit, because when I moved into the squirrel zone, I cheated a little bit. I kind of, went over there trying to stitch brown stitches because I was doing so many dark stitches and brown ones for the trees. So I kind of cheated a little bit. So I'm slowly to fill up the areas that I kind of skipped in order to get to the squirrel zone. So a little bit dipping in and out of the squirrel area and just enjoy every single stitch as usual. So, and I've got some part threads here. You probably noticed these were leftover legacy part threads from Color Flow. So if you've been following this piece with me, I started pretty much up to this point. This whole chunk I stitched with Gemma's method, Color Flow. And I think it worked really, really well until I got to the squirrel here. For some reason, I felt that some changes was needed. So I'm going to cross country mostly for today. Not mostly, probably, entirely cross country, mini cross country with this area. So this is my plan. How about you then? What are you stitching today? And yesterday we had a completion from was it Tracy? Tracy is, what's the YouTube name? Oh, I get really confused now. I know it's Tracy. So there was a completion for the dragonfly piece for the Heaven and Earth Sao 2026. So it's already done. So I don't know what she's going to be doing for the rest of the year, but I'm sure she can come up with something. So let's have a look. I'm going to start from this background area and start to fill in the stitches. Okay, so I'm looking at the chart here. It's looking pretty friendly in terms of confetti. So very nice. So I'm starting with a very strong 939. 939 is a dark blue. So there's a lot of nice sky kind of background stitching going on with this piece. 939. Here we go. Very dark blue indeed. That's that one. So, and I hope you're really well today. Here we go. And I just had a banana before the stream, so I'm feeling really good. What a power snack banana is. Let's have a look back here. Jacqueline says, "Hi Yogi, I purchased the pattern to participate in the Stitch is so beautiful Sao next month. I'm so excited." Yes, Jacqueline, yes. I think you commented on the video, and yes, I did reply, didn't I? It's going to be 16th, guys. So if you don't know already, on the 16th of May, we're doing a marathon, the first one this year, okay? And the plan is to stitch is so beautiful pattern. So I have one that I'm ready to stitch, and you can join me. You can stitch the same piece, or you can kind of select one around the theme of heart shape, of heart, which is really lovely theme, I think. Or you can simply choose any pattern from Stitches So Beautiful if you'd like to join me. And it'll be good fun because we stitch a lot of heaven and earth, every day, all day long. And it would be nice to stitch patterns from a different company. And Stitches So Beautiful, they do have a lot of really unique artists on the catalog, so it's worth looking. And they do sales from time to time as well, so keep an eye on that. So this bit is relatively easy. It's just let me just set my hoop properly, and this is a very nice way to warm up. It's similar to 310, but not quite. And my chat is broken for some reason. Let me try it again. I don't know what's happening. I can see the chat. It's just the other panel for some reason is not showing for some reason. Let me try again. All right, so hopefully this is going to fix it. Right. And hello. I can hear myself. That's so weird. Yes, Laura. Laura saying hello. Laura has 2 hands. What a relief. I'm a bit nervous when I see the third one. And Badell as well says good evening from Norway. Indeed. Sending my love to Norway. Great to see you. And let me know what you're stitching today, guys. Oh, Susan. Susan is stitching 9 p.m. Carla Gerard. Very, very nice. I do have a 14 count piece that I'm stitching. That's by the same artist as well. The style is really unique. And I really love it. Angelique says we're in the middle of a big home renovation, so all my stuff is packed up. Oh, Angelique, so are you able to stitch today? Because, you know, can you imagine if you're dying to stitch, but you have no access to your webs? That's painful. That is just painful. I know moving is can be quite stressful. It's a big transition. So hopefully, and home renovation as well. It's everything goes upside down. So yes, so take a breath and just join us for the chat if you're not able to stitch. Oh, Tracy, yes, there was another Tracy whose screen name, guys, can you remind me yesterday? It was, oh, Clover Stitcher. Clover Stitcher. Her name is Tracy. So yes, Clover Stitcher. My memory is just playing games on me. So sometimes we have double Susan, double Sarah, and we have double Tracy. And Rachel, hello, great to see you. And as fit as usual, you know, and active, and going to do the cardio. And Tracy's working on traveling library today. Bottom left start. Wonderful. Yes, bottom left. When I started that piece, I was thinking about which corner, which area I should be starting. And I looked at the bottom left and it looked really interesting until I checked the chart itself. And I think it's starting with a lot of color changes. Is that correct? And I was just thinking, well, that's a pretty challenging start. To start with confetti is hardcore. So I decided to go to the top instead. Did someone? Oh, right. Okay. Sorry. I'm not trying to hide. I tap on the different on the wrong mode. I was thinking my screen looks a little bit different. Yes, I love it. I love it. Ellen's like going, the chart is not visible. Yes, Ellen, I'm not trying to cheat. Okay, I just forgot to bring on the screen. Yes, I saw the alarm being raised. And yes, nothing escapes the chat, you know. Sometimes I forget to bring on the screen. Immediately, I know. So there you go. And Catherine says, I'm watching and stitching along my Wallace and Grommet cross stitch. Started 6 years ago. That sounds like a fun piece. We'd love to see what it looks like. Yes, it's nice to pick up a piece you were working on and maybe continue to do it as well, because, 6 years on, you probably have totally different approach, and maybe stitch in a different way as well. And Dragon Lady, great to see you. And Lynn as well. Hey, Lynn says, hi, Yogi. I'm a fellow Stitchers and love to Cynthia. Oh, Lynn is so nice. Every time Lynn come on to say hello, and never forgets to mention Cynthia. And I hope Cynthia is doing well today. Rachel says, also purchased Max in the Adirondack. Have I butchered that again? Yes, that's a piece. Yes, well done, Rachel. You got that. Did you get a kit? I'm thinking about starting that one maybe in a week or two. Yes, I think it's time to introduce a new friend for Maggie. Now I have Maggie and Max. They can hang out together. And Suzanne says, I'm edging some new fabric, but as soon as I finish, I'll work on more. Oh, edging as in doing the stitches around the fabric. All right, and Suzanne is going to work on decisions. And Suzanne has got a different version, isn't it? That Suzanne's version's got back stitching. Badell says, stitching, is it a Chamini Guardian of the Mio crystal? It's like a test to see if I trip over and fall out of a chair as I say it. Yes, wow, that sounds very interesting. I'd love to see what it looks like. Walkaway says, I'm stitching artises. All that was left to love. It's a 33.24. Oh, that's amazing. Yes. Yes, Walkaway just finished Fairy Kiss the other day, and now she's got a piece that's got 33%, which is tremendous. Oh, right, and you're framing the completed piece. Yes, absolutely, you should. Let me just mark my stitches before I go totally wrong. Yes, those are stitched as well. Hang on, that's not correct. What did I do? 1, 1, 2. Okay. I marked those stitches prematurely. Busy mom, busy mom is checking. Did you do a sprint? Let me double check. I think I did. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Thank you, busy mom. Yes, we don't want to count down, to 3 and then realize that there's no stitches, 0 stitches. That's not good. Thank you. Oh, Dragon Lady's looking forward to Sarah's quote every day. Today is coming from Lizzie. Today is coming from Lizzie. And Grace is working on Traveling Library this week. Oh, there's a weekly project, is it? And Grace says it's my favorite hate project. And I do not blame you. I do not blame you. To be honest, you know, if I was one of those people who's able to do a single project for an entire week, I wouldn't mind working on that piece for a week. It's just generally, generally I can't. And I try not to, even with projects I really love. I really love this one as well. But it's nice to have a little bit of space between projects. And this is kind of just how I work. If I get too intense, you know, kind of nosedive into a project, I just get burnout. I get burnout. These are so nice to stitch. Just rows and rows of the same color for change. Because the squirrel area is actually fairly confetti. Not the worst, but, you know, a lot of color changes. Hi, Kristen. Yes, Kristen says everyone's making sure Yogi's doing Yogi's doing everything right. Yes, because I tend to do everything wrong, okay, Kristen? And yes. If I don't have the app showing, instantly I know. And Dragon Lady says, kitted up my marathon project last night. Oh, didn't get to bed till 5 a.m. Amazing. Dragon Lady's, you know, getting ready for a marathon. Absolutely. And Mary Henry is here in the chat, says hi, Yogi, and hi to all the chat. Indeed. Hello to you, Mary Henry. Hello, Floss Haven. Says evening stitches and evening to you. And Floss says, I've decided to hibernate the butterfly ball and have ordered new fabric for the butterfly ball. So what's happening with the, you know, butterfly ball? Are they two different pieces? Do they look very different? So they're not even similar. Wow. So Floss Haven, if I remember correctly, started started the butterfly ball, and both of them by Amy Stewart. Is that correct? So she's got two pieces with very similar title, and I think Floss reckons that she was stitching the wrong piece. I ask you. That's very confusing. Oh, Suzanne is contemplating which project to get. The stitch is so beautiful. I think if you love it enough that it's kind of haunting you, maybe you should get it. That's normally how it works for me. Because, you know, sometimes I come across patterns that I kind of like, but not 100% sure on the spot. I'll just leave it there and go back to visit it, see if I still like it. And if it keeps coming back, it probably means I like it enough that I want to stitch it. Oh, this stitch I missed a little bit. I'm going to fudge it. I just fudge that piece, that stitch. Here we go. And I have to think about what fabric count I'm going to be doing for the marathon project. Oh, so Floss has never joined our marathon. So Floss is it's a channel's tradition. Occasionally, we do marathons from time to time, and they're ranging from I think we've done 10 hours every time. We did a half marathon for about 6 hours, but all the marathons we've done, minimum 10 hours. But a New Year marathon, we did 11 hours. And if you don't believe me, they're archived. You can look up the playlist. We've got a marathon playlist. And it's true. I'm here live for 10, 11 hours stitching with you. And we're going to do it again in May. Grace says, I usually try to get at least 1,000 stitches or more weekly before switching up. That's very disciplined. Because yesterday we're talking about sort of tracking stitches and stuff like that. And personally, if I'm not, if I'm not streaming, I literally do not even look at it. Oh, I've got tiny bit left. Can I complete the remaining 4 stitches, 3.5 stitches? Is it doable? Oh, I'm going to turn on 5x5. That's why. Already playing thread chicken. Look, I've got this tiny bit left. I've got 2 more stitches to go. Hello, Vaduhi. No, Vaduhi. Really? For real? Look at this. Where's Vaduhi's announcement? Yes, it's official. Guys, it's all kicking off, okay? It's Thursday only. Well, it's Thursday. Vaduhi says, breaking? I'm thinking of starting a new project. Yeah. Well, Vaduhi, you can't just make an announcement and not do it, right? This is official. It's on the screen, okay? Everybody can watch replay and hold you, accountable. So Vaduhi has been a single-minded, monogamous, one of these rare breeds, okay? You hear about like mystical stitchers. They only have one single project for eternity. And Vaduhi is here breaking the news that she's having a new project. Wow, there you go. I wonder which one that is. Yes, you can pick one from Stitches So Beautiful, and join a marathon. Yes. Rejoice, the chat. Celebrations. Now you can't back out, but you can come back tomorrow and go, well, actually, I'm not doing it. It's official now, okay? Oh, this one, literally, I can't finish it. I was getting too ambitious. Just one stitch left. It's okay. I can manage. I can manage. I'll leave this one out. I did my best with that piece of thread. Diarrhea says, good morning, Yogi and Stitchy friends. I'm working on mini summer room. Very nice. That's quite a lovely piece, but very unique. Flo says, there are two butterfly balls. One is grand, one is not. Oh, you're kidding me. Really? So are they very different that you want to restart? That's fair. If you you want a grand one, don't you? I understand. I understand. Oh, Ellen, here it goes again. Ellen's mission in life is trying to get me to stitch this piece, and Ellen herself is not stitching it. It's not like an invitation to say, hey, Yogi, maybe we can do a sound together. No, Ellen just wants me to do that one. It's still on my wish list. Still on my wish list. Oh, so the grand butterfly is newer. So is this similar? I have no idea. I didn't know there's a grand one and a regular one with a butterfly. Ah, so Ellen says, I was shocked to hear that you're going to start another chart from Stitches So Beautiful and not the Vintage Garden Show from Amy Stewart. Well, no, Ellen, I kind of said it a few times. Oh, what's happening? What's happening? Why? Who's raising the alarm? Do not scare Yogi, okay? Oh, Yogi, you're out of focus. How? Like this? No? Can you see me? How many fingers are there? Count. Yes, chat. How many fingers have I got? Are you looking at? How can it be out of focus? I can see it. Can you see everything well now? Give me a thumbs up. Yes, I was just saying to Ellen that I've been, I've kind of mentioned it a couple of times now, a few times now, that this year I am going to, I will not say no, okay? I'm not saying that I will not start any project by Heaven and Earth. But as you can see, pretty much 80%, 90% of my webs, they're from Heaven and Earth. A majority of them are by Amy Stewart. So this year, I would like to venture out a little bit and stitch different type of pieces and, experience different things. So, unless there are some sort of earth-shattering patterns that come out this year that I absolutely have to stitch, I'll probably park Heaven and Earth a little bit. I'll definitely go back to it, but I've got so many projects by them, so I'm good. A23. A23. Four. Okay, everybody can count. Well, for a moment, for a brief moment, it was three. Okay, yes. So 3 or 4, you're both correct. It's not easy, I know. Okay, the next color is A23, A23. So I'm in focus now. Yes. See, the streams can never go wrong because, you know, the entire chat is watching and checking. So nothing can possibly go wrong, can it? All right. This is also a very strong color here. Oh, Ellen says, do we need to make a deal to start a vintage garden shelf together? I would do it. Well, I think if you're so strongly thinking that I should be stitching that piece, you should make an example. You know, it should be an example and go, well, I know you love that piece because I love that piece too. So therefore, I will start with you. Then that's a different story. Otherwise, you know, you can't just tell people to start something. Then you don't stitch yourself, right, Ellen? You know, our bar is pretty low, but we have standards. Hey, woo woo, hello. Oh, sincere apologies if I missed a few of you that joined us during the out of focus debacle. We have Clara. Yes, Clara, I know. Vaduhi is having a new one. Did Vaduhi say which piece she's going to be stitching? I'd love to know. And Heather is here as well. Turtle Stitcher, great to see you. What will we say? I've been lurking, but had to show my dad face. Dad face? Sad face. Okay. I was thinking, but why are you sad? Woo woo. Are you not happy stitching? Yes, this bit definitely feels right with cross country. Maybe let me zoom in a little bit so you can see a little bit better. Vaduhi says, I'm going to start Minnie, The Mountain Cabin by Dominique Davison. Oh, The Mountain Cabin. Is that the one that people kind of are lounging in front of the bonfire? The campfire, rather. And with the fox on the side. Is that the same piece? Yes, absolutely. Vaduhi, go for it. And you'll probably enjoy your main project even more. Now you can kind of, you know, change flavors from time to time. Stargazer says, today I'm working on Birthday Cake by Caroline Menning Designs. Oh, that sounds delicious. Hi, Barlow Bunny. Good to see you. And I definitely feel better once this area is filled up a little bit because I feel like I cheated all the way here. So I'm feeling a little bit guilty. I want to cover the crime scene, okay? Brittany. Oh, sorry about that. But Brittany's saying is calling spooky bingo. Which number? Is it 823 you're having spooky bingo? Oh, the first spooky bingo goes to Brittany. Sorry about that. Yes, my chat is playing up. It just will not display properly. Well, I can see you. Do not worry. Let me just make adjustments here. Let's try one more time. Oh, what will say? So I don't want to be the only monogamous stitcher in the village. So whoa, are you monogamous as well? Well, time to do something about it, because you're probably the only one in the village. But he says I don't stitch anything with animals. Fair. I don't stitch anything with octopus. Skip one. What, Ellen? You've got 17 new starts this year. This is only April, Ellen. Yes, that's a lot of webs. Yes, 17. You know, the total number of my webs are probably still currently under, I'll say roughly 25, to be honest with you. It looks like I've got quite a lot different patterns going on, but I'm actually quite mindful when it comes to new starts. I don't start that many pieces. But when I do, oh, I do it properly. Yes, traveling library is a really good suggestion as well, Grace. But I sense that Vaduhi probably chose a mini for a reason. Probably just something that can provide a little bit of a kind of, you know, palate cleansing, but maybe not too epic. I mean, traveling library is epic. Ah, Brittany, well done. A23 spooky bingo, guys. I'm still stitching it. Mandy Moran is here. Ellen says, you know how long it takes to finish a project? You don't want to know, Ellen. It's not necessary. Ignorance is a blessing. Oh, Ellen, are you going to be doing the Library of Cats supersize? Are you not doing the double supersize? Is Heather the only person that's going to do it? Anyone else? So Heather, if I'm correct, has requested Heaven and Earth to charge the Library of Cats and make it double size. Because there, you know, some stitchers actually think supersize does not really do the piece justice because some details are still quite, you know, maybe not as clear as they like. So basically, if that chart is, you know, is actually produced, it's going to be twice the size of a supersize. Correct, Heather? And is Heather the only person that's going to do that piece? Is she the only person in the village that's going to do a double supersize in the history of stitching? Anyone else? Any takers? Tracy's question is, what time code zone is London? I'm trying to figure out which time to start on 16th marathon. Yes, you can Google very easily. If you just check the Greenwich time. So it's Greenwich, London time, depends on where you are, and Google is going to convert it for you. So you can work out the time differences and you'll be able to work out what time, what date that is. So I think on the 16th, it's a Saturday, and we're going to start at around 2 o'clock, 1 or 2 o'clock, okay? Depends on whether we're aiming for 10 hours or 11 hours. Guys, what do you think? Because we've done 11 hours. It feels like, you know, we don't want to do less, right? We won't be able to break the 11-hour record because YouTube, literally, if you stream too close to 12 hours, the whole stream is going to get erased afterwards. So I don't want to, you know, fly too close to the sun. And so I think 11 hours is doable. So we will decide, you know, when we get closer to the date. But I think we're aiming at either 1 or 2 o'clock. Clara is like 11 hours. Yes. So we're aiming at about 1 or 2 o'clock UK time, UK afternoon, PM. So you can work out what time it is. And we're going to stitch, you know, 10 to 11 hours, depending on how it goes. If the entire chat just starts snoring, then, you know, we call it a day at 10. But I'm sure everybody's going to be there with me, right? So maybe, you know, we'll see how it goes. Maybe we do 11. Because the last time was quite spontaneous as well. We aimed for 10 and we did really well. And then I just decided to add 1 extra hour. Laura says they have mini traveling library, but I think for traveling library, the mini personally, I really don't think it does it justice. Just think about the intricacy of all the, patterns and design on the wall and the ceiling. And I think, minimum, you want to do a regular size, regular color. I think mini is probably too small. It's going to be very blurry. Woo says I had to finish at the end of February, starting my new one the same day, almost 40% on it. So I just ordered my material for the next one. Really? So you started a new project at the end of February. You're already 40% into it. Wow. Busy Mom says, now Busy Mom is getting competitive. Busy Mom says, I have 16 new start full coverage and 5 non-full coverage. New start, what? 16 full coverage plus 5 non-full coverage. My God, my head is spinning. And so 21. Okay, Ellen, you're officially beaten, okay? This is a tournament. Yes, Busy Mom is the champion up to this point. Anyone else? Anyone can beat 21? I don't think so. Busy Mom is champion, leader in the pack at this point, okay? We will check again midway around July, maybe June, July, check again. And then at the end of the year as well, to see who's the ultimate champion with new starters. Wow, that's a lot. 21. I started one. Yes, I think I did for the retreat piece. The stitch is so beautiful. And and Maggie. No, Maggie I started last year. Did we start Maggie this year? Okay. I think we started the dimension this year, didn't we? So in that case, I started 2. I know. I need to catch up. Dragon, oh dear. Dragon Lady says all my new stars can be traced back to Yogi, either by suggestion or occasion. Well, inspiration, is that what the word you're looking for? Inspired by Yogi. That's the word. Please don't make it sound like a crime scene. Trace back, fingerprints. All right, I'm going to end this one before it gets really, really short. Let me have a sip of my coffee. Yes, it's always Yogi's fault. Have mercy on Yogi. It's not me. I'm innocent. Heather says, yes, I requested double supersized max color. It will actually be 2 charts. Yes, 2 charts. And but the piece is going to be double the supersize overall. Oh, so Ellen is entertaining the idea. Okay, have you got a chart? If you haven't got a chart, definitely wait. And Ellen says I'll decide on when I see the double supersized max color. Well, I mean, Ellen, by the time you actually get to see the actual chart, the double size, it's got to be so much more detailed. Let's face it. You're going to say, yes, I'm going to do that one, right? Stargazer says that's no for the double size hate. So at least one person, at least Ellen is entertaining the idea. We'll see how it goes. It's 311, guys. 311. this area is looking a little bit more respectable, rather than the crime scene is looking like, oh, I'm actually stitching this way for a reason. $11. Grace says, since Yogi, I started with 1 project, acquired 8, dropped down to my comfort zone of 4 projects with the new extra small pieces. Yeah, well, it's like, food, isn't it? You need to change flavors from time to time. And you need to have side dishes, you need to have snacks, you need to have dessert, You can't just have a main course all the time. And I think you probably appreciate the main courses more when you have the starters and the side dishes, right? Or maybe just 3 main courses, or in busy mom's case, 21. Oh, so Dragon Lady's going by Phil. 11 feels more unique, doesn't it? I wish, YouTube can change the policy of erasing streams that's over 12 hours, because, with that restriction, we can't do any longer ones. Technically, we could, but everything will get erased. That'd be tragedy. Oh, Heather says is hoping the double Supersize will arrive. Oh, before the end of the May. That's your birthday, is it, Heather? But the end of May, yeah, I don't know what their timetable is like, because this is kind of slightly unique request, isn't it? This is not a standard request. So I don't know how they fit in that timetable. But hopefully, I mean, end of May is still a month away. Fingers crossed. And Barlow Bunny is up for the marathon. Yeah, definitely. We're athletes. Yes, so start doing your warm-up, daily warm-up with Yogi, okay? Daily training with Yogi. And get the little hands and the needles ready for the marathon. Tracy says if you start at 2 p.m., that's 9 a.m. for me. That's early, so I might be partially be late. Yes, you're allowed to be a little bit late. We're going for endurance, not the sprint. So, just join us whenever you can. And as I say, with our marathons, if you need a nap break, a snack break, and you need to go out for a walk, do so. And we're going to be doing a little, a spot of yoga or 2 as well. That's our tradition. Stargazer says, I have the traveling library. It's blurry. I can't make out any of the object. I'm saddened by it, for sure. Yes, I think I saw a mock-up from somebody when the chart for the mini first came out, and I believe it was a regular color. I'm not sure. I don't know whether it makes difference if you get the max colors. I'm not sure if you know, if it's any better, but I think the size definitely helps. And I think, you know, if you don't want to go max colors, you can do regular colors. I think you are much better off doing a much, you know, a little bit larger. Three, one, one. Going back, Fadui says, any suggestions on what I can use to grip my fabric? What do you mean? Do you mean the pens? It probably depends on what fabric count you're stitching on. Oh, very nice. So Dragon Lady is getting Dimensions kit. Grace says, Yogi, I saw your Maggie piece yesterday. It's perfection. Oh, that's so nice. That's so nice of you, Grace. Yes, with that piece, you know, I really enjoyed the actually taking time to use a laying tool, you know, for some certain colors to kind of light, you know, to all the threads to line up nicely. I think it's paying off. So thank you so much. I'm really loving that piece as well. Cherry Bombs, hello. And Cherry Bombs is excited to stop Bride of Frankenstein today, not Bride of Chucky, okay, please. Bride of Frankenstein. What does she look like? I know Bride of Chucky is not pretty, but Bride of Frankenstein, hopefully, is looking a little bit less scary. That sounds interesting. Okay, here. Yes, I'm going to do a little bit of work around here, just fill up this area. I'm feeling a lot happier this way. 312, 312. Sarah says the new chart I just bought has 504,000 stitches. Oh, 504,000 stitches, just a little smaller than Supersized. So 5,004, I'm trying to think. My Gecko Rouge, the craft cupboard, which is quite large, is around 700. So Sarah's new chart is a little bit smaller. Which one is it then? You probably mentioned it. I can't remember. Woo says, I only get enabled by chocolate and had just had a delivery of 3 bars of Montezumas. Oh, well done. Yes, Woo is in the UK. You can get Montezumas. Lucky you, isn't it? Lucky you and me. And which flavor did you get? Did you get the plain one? You should try the Black Forest, and also, of course, the buttons as well. The giant buttons. But be mindful though, because it's such great chocolate. It melts in your hands, literally, when you make contact with it. So make sure you don't stain your fabric like I did. Ellen says, I'm following the advice from the dietitian for my daughter to eat each day something else. So I stitch each day another whip or two. Only have 2 meals per day then. Yes, I do equate stitching to eating, to food, because, you know, changing flavors is really important. It keeps everything fresh and delicious. I mean, I love kale, but if you feed me kale every day, I'm probably going to protest, you know. I'm probably going to get bored. Lovely. 312. 312. And I love all these blue colors. Okay, the next one, 796. 796. I'm kind of going through all shades of blue right now. 796. Grace, that's funny. And Grace, you do have a point. Grace says stitching is keeping your hands busy so you don't eat. But you know, when people quit smoking, so many of them actually say they eat not because, I think nicotine kind of, you know, suppresses your appetite. So when you quit, somehow the appetites come back. But I think it's more about tobacco also numb. It kind of numbs your taste bud, so nothing really tastes that fantastic. You know, probably everything tastes like tobacco if you smoke. And so when you stop smoking, you know, your appetite probably returns a little bit more. But also it's about trying to sort of compensate the fact that you don't have something that you hold in your hands. Like some people, when they go to pubs, if they quit smoking, they drink more because they just need to do something with their hands. So you probably have a point there, Grace. If you keep your hands occupied, you probably have no time to eat. Hi, Monique. Monique says, hello, Yogi. And Diva Dolly. Oh, Diva Dolly, do not mention Dolly, okay? She's just, oh, she's really playing up recently. Yes. And she's going to come around, okay? She's going to appreciate how lucky she is to have to have her mummy and daddy and a chat as well, loving her so much. And great to see you. Sound Stitching says, when are you doing a marathon? It's going to be 16th of May. So it's about 3 weeks, yeah, something like that. 3-4 weeks. So Ellen says we need new food. So there's also new start, like 16 new food, is it? Fair enough. Fair enough. And Woo is doing Rainbow Angel. And it's a mini. And next will be Winter Reading Nook, regular max color. Oh, very nice. Yes. Clara is doing that one as well, I'm sure. That's a beautiful piece. Oh, that reminds me. I need to give it a little bit more love. Right, Vadui has decided on a fabric count. It's 18 count Ada. Okay, so you were stitching on 18 count, and Vaduhi is asking what pen or pencils. I get gridded fabric, but this one is not gridded. I think for 18, you can quite comfortably using pens like this. So I've got this one, and I've got the other brand that you can get as well. So this one is from Clover. You should be able to get it from Amazon. It's a you know, it can be erased with water, a little bit of liquid. It's from Clover and it's made in Japan. But also this one works very similarly. This one is actually, it's got slightly finer tip. Slightly finer tip. I really I think 18 count you can easily use this one, which is a little bit thicker, and but it lasts for a long time. It's got a lot of, you know, ink, and at the back is a eraser. But this one from Prime is really good as well. So you can get either, and 18 count, you know, you probably don't need pencil, because pencil, I'm using pencil for 25 count and 28 because it's so fine, and but it can't be erased, so you have to be comfortable with that. I personally don't mind it because it's fully covered, but you know, some stitchers might not like it. Grace says, I'm sick of kale. How can you be sick of kale? It's delicious. Maybe not eating it every single day. If you eat anything, even the most delicious things, every single day, you'll probably get sick of it. Oh, right. Sarah, yes. I remember you posting that mock-up with all the pictures, the water pictures. Yes. Oh, that's a really fun one to do. I didn't realize that it was that big. It looked like a small pattern. Woo says I got black forest, orange, and geranium and butterscotch. My bag of buttons arrived Saturday. Have they got butterscotch? Is that from Montezuma as well? Yes, orange and geranium is really good as well. It's got like kind of really grown up orange chocolate flavor, you know. Really nice. Slightly bitter, which is nice. Oh, you're gonna enjoy them all. Woo woo. Tracy says, you know what they say about apple a day? For me, it's 100 stitches a day keeps the crazies away. I know, it's that giving yourself that moment, you know, peaceful moment daily, that you're able to kind of just sit down and do something for yourself. That definitely is good for your sanity, isn't it? And I think this is why so many people stitch and, you know, kind of really addicted to it, because you just need that me time every day. Lynn says, Yogi not stitching tonight, lying on the sofa with partner, head on his chest. Too much information, Lynn. Head on his chest and hot water bottle. My shoulders are Oh dear, my shoulders are playing up today. My partner said Yogi is a nice stitcher. Oh, that's so nice. He's a nice guy then. I was thinking maybe sharing too much information with the head on the chest, etc., you know. And but totally understandable. Lynn is recovering. The shoulders. Why are your shoulders playing up then? Is it because too much stitching? And yes, that's very nice. I hope it's gonna get better very soon. And so Mr. Lin, Mr. Lin, that's a strange title. Take good care of our Lin here, okay? We need her, okay? We need her to come back and stitch with us. You know, so we have the marathon coming up as well. You know, you need to be in a great shape. Oh, can I get that last stitch here? Lovely. And I might as well just fill it up the last bit a little bit. Look, this is looking good. It's looking legit, you know. I'm covering up the crime scene here. So I'm gonna fill up this little square here. And then I'm gonna do move into the squirrel zone. And it's quite nice. It's not too confetti here. So it's nice and easy. 796. I've got a few more stitches here. 796. Ah, I see. So what we say is I think the butterscotch milk chocolate is 51%. Yes, they do have a range of milk chocolate as well. I've never tried because being a vegan, but yes, that reminds me. They do have a range that's lower, slightly lower in chocolate content, but probably more flavors, different flavors. That sounds delicious, actually. Is that one good? Butterscotch. Yes, if you're not vegan, that's an option as well. And Shelley Lulu is here. So it's such a beautiful project. Marathon is marked on my calendar. Very exciting. Yes, if this is the first time that you're joining us for the marathon, it is great fun. Okay, great fun because we stitch round the clock, and you get stitchers from all over the world, from different time zones, to join in. And I'm here solidly for 10, maybe 11 hours. All right, so this one. ends here. Seven, nine, six. And the next one is 820. $8.20. All right, so this, I think this one is going to be my last blue colors to do, and then I'll move on to the squirrel zone, the brown colors next. Here we go. 3. And I'm doing pretty well so far. I have not messed up my stitches here. I think the 5x5 gridding definitely helps. And it's a shame that it's quite hard to do 5x5 for 28 counts because, you know, the stitches just, the blocks are so small. If I mark 5x5, everything just looks so cluttered. But it definitely helps. And Dragon Lady says, I posted a photo on Facebook group of Marathon Choice. Oh, from Stitches So Beautiful. Hang on. I just did this like funny. Let me redo this one. I'd love to have a look. Hang on. Let me fix this stitch. Let's have a look. So for those of you who weren't here earlier on, for the marathon, we are going to be doing what? What show? What? Hang on a second. Oh, right, Shao has got this piece. Oh, hang on a second. I got sidetracked. Hang on a second. I'm going to have a look at Dragon Lady's marathon choice, okay? But I just want to... I got distracted by this message by Shao. Shao says, I'm dropping you a message to ask you how you managed to import. Oh, Gecko Rouge kit and Saga. Okay, with all the colors. Oh, Shao, that's a very good question. Okay, I will come back to your question a little bit. So you got this this kit, have you? This is really, really nice. This is one of the Colin Thompson's chart as well. Epic chart. Wow. So nice of you to join me with the Epic Gecko Rouge project. And I will talk a little bit about how I converted my chart. Let me just give you a little bit of a heads up. It requires a little bit of a manual adjustment, okay? But I'll come back to you. And Shao says, I'm new to Saga and love the idea of starting my large kit using Saga. Yes. Wonderful. Yes, I'll definitely come back after I have a look at Dragon Lady's chart. Oh, this is beautiful. Yes, this is gorgeous. This is gorgeous. This is one of the really trippy Colin Thompson artwork. Okay, and this is from Gecko Rouge as well. I'll come back to this. Okay, I'll come back to this. Let me just find Dragon Ladies. Oh, this is Dragon Lady, right? Am I correct with your Facebook name? Stitch is so beautiful. Oh, did you get a kit from them? Did you get an actual kit or did you kit it up yourself? Do they do kits? Do they kit up for you? So Make a Wish by Bryna T Art and Design. So is this your kit or have you, or you're thinking about it? Wow, that's really beautiful. That's beautiful. They do have some very lovely design, and it's got, you know, their patterns have slightly different feel from Heaven and Earth. I cannot say what it is. It's just the choices of their artwork are a little bit quite unique, quite a lot of unique pieces. So that's really lovely. Yes. Is Shao Shirley Lulu? Is that the same person? I'm trying to merge all these individuals together. Is Shao, is that Shao Shirley Lulu, or is it a different person? Hi, Rochelle. Rochelle says, Stitchy friends, happy Thursday. So it's Dragon Ladies. So this is your kit. So you've got it. You've got a kit already. Dragon Ladies. Let me just bring that on again. This is really, really lovely. And this is Sarah's piece, by the way, with all the pictures, really large. Okay, so this is 800 by 630. So it is quite large. It looked like a cute little pattern, you know, but considering all the, you know, design and pictures here, it probably deserves a much larger piece. Oh, Michelle says, look at my project also. Okay, let's have a look. Michelle's piece. Oh, Michelle's piece. Michelle's marathon piece. Yes, so Michelle is following the heart shape marathon. So you can either do the same pattern as me, or from the same artist, or I think this one is from the same artist as well. And this artist, Adrian, Gia, I think, all her artwork, they're kind of revolving around heart shape with different, expressions, etc. It's really pretty. This is going to be so fun to stitch. It's going to be a little bit of confetti heaven happening for you and me as well. I think mine is going to be, pretty confetti heavy. But this is just, the challenge that we accept when we stitch a piece like this. This is so beautiful, Michelle. Lovely. So this is Michelle's choice. And of course, if you don't want artwork from this artist or heart shape, whatever, you can just pick one, just like Dragon Lady. Just from Stitch is so beautiful. It's a company, if you're not familiar with it. Let me just have a look. So we've got this one for Dragon Lady for the marathon as well. That's lovely. I didn't know they do kits. I didn't know Stitch is so beautiful. They kit it up for you as well. Let me just make sure that's the case. Amanda says, do all the stitches so beautiful. Designers use AI assistants. The one I've messaged and the one I've looked up all do. I love to join Ciro, the human-only designer. I don't know. Maybe if there are pieces, I'm not familiar with all their pieces, but the ones I've looked at, they all have artist name. And I'm sure if they use any AI, which I don't know if they do or they don't, they should tell you. And if they label it clearly, and if you don't want anything to do with AI assistants, then, you can just skip those and pick something else. But they do have quite a lot of projects. They have firmly have an artist name attached to it, so you can decide which one you want. So I'm sorry, I'm not totally familiar with everything they've got there. Only the ones that I know. So Shelly Lulu's shell, yeah. So you've got that massive project. When did you get it? Is it new? Shell. I'm so fascinated because, not many people are stitching Colin Thompson's pieces. So I always feel like I found I'm not the only one in the village stitching, this massive, trippy Colin Thompson project. So I'm so happy Shell has got a piece as well. We can do a, Gecko Rouge style, just you and me. And so Michelle's piece is 400 by 400. And Brittany says, I'll be working on Grand Library. I thought, yes, you're going to have that epic new start. So fair enough. Yes, I'm sure they're probably sort of, hidden heart shape somewhere. That's totally cool. Oh, so Shelley says, I've had it in a while, not started it yet, as it's over 1 million. So it's larger than mine because the craft cupboard is about 700,000. So Shelley's piece is over 1 million. But how could you possibly get a kit like that and not started it yet? When I got my Gecko Rouge kit, I started it. Well, I would have started it the same day if they didn't, mess up my fabric, because they sent me a piece of fabric that's got margins on top and bottom missing, or maybe it was on the side. I can't remember. So basically, they measure the fabric incorrectly, and I was, quite lucky that I actually measured it before I started it, and so I realized the fabric size was not correct. So I had to wait for the new fabric to arrive before I could start. So I had to wait for additional 3 days, and I couldn't wait. So I don't know how you could, if you have a kit like that. I would have just started it right away. But now you can You can stitch with me. Amanda says, doesn't seem like they note when AI is used. The real artists, but the artists who use AI part of a design, for instance. So how do you know it's AI is involved? So either they mention it or they don't. And if they don't, I presume it's not involved. Yes, I was talking about my Gecko Rouge project when I was stitching it the other day. It's a little bit frustrating because that piece that I'm stitching is so much fun. And, you know, but at the same time, I can't really recommend people to go out and buy it because it's so expensive. So, it's kind of once in a lifetime kind of project. And so it's not like heaven and earth or a stitch is so beautiful. I can just go away, just go out and grab a copy of this design. I can't say that because it's like you have to spend a fair bit to get it. So I'm really happy when I see another person doing one of those epic projects. Walkaway says, my daughter called me and now I miss all the chat about marathon. Yes, were you not here when we talked about marathon? So basically it's going to be on the 16th May. And we're going to, do a minimum 10-hour marathon. Well, to be honest, regarding AI, it's so individual. If you feel very, very, very strongly about it, then you can do, I suppose just ask the child companies. Personally, I like to think that they would just disclose, just go, well, hey, some AI is involved. And if not, if I look at a piece and, it's just beautiful, then that's good enough for me. So I don't particularly, try to dig in. If a piece of artwork is based on a real piece of, illustration or whatever, and I'm okay with it. But that's very individual choices. There's no right or wrong. Very nice. Now, it's looking a lot more respectable now. And I'm moving in to the squirrel zone. Chocolate time, Susan. Oh, yes. In cabs, definitely. It's 33 past 10. Yes, it's our chocolate time here. Why not? Perfect. I need some coffee, really. Laura says, I posted my choice for the marathon. No hearts, though. Well, we can have a look. We can have a look. And we'd love to know what you're going to be stitching for the marathon. Let me just zoom out a little bit. We can have a look on our Facebook group while we're eating chocolate and whatever snacky that you're eating. Here we go. And today, I think today, I'm leaning into my chocolate button, actually. Yes, why not? Here we go. Da da da! Giant chocolate buttons, and they're really giant chocolate, buttons. They're not lying. Okay. Let me prove it to you. Let me pick the biggest one because there are actually some are bigger than others. Let me see if I can pick the biggest one. The giant amongst giants. All right then. This one is pretty big. Look. It's bigger than big, just big. Okay. Cheers, everyone. And let me know what you're snacking on. I'm having chocolate and coffee. Oh, I like it, Laura. Look at this. This is Laura's choice. Let me zoom in a little bit. This is very Laura. Laura's piece is always a little bit of, you can tell that she likes anime and stuff like that. It's got that slight anime feel to it. That's very sweet. Oh, so his stitch is so beautiful as well. They're so diverse. That's very nice. I'm sure there's probably a hidden heart shape there somewhere. Or something like that. That's very sweet. Childhood dreams. That's cool. Lovely. They've got some interesting charts. Yum, yum, yum. Diana Smith, hello, says, others have reached out to her about AI. Who is her? Are we talking about Adrian, the artist? And she said that she would not be listing if it is or isn't. She said we should do our research. Also wanted to find human only. So I don't know who the she is being referred to here. Walkaway says, I need marathon ground rules. I have to go back and rewatch later. Don't worry, Walkaway. So basically, we are doing a Stitches So Beautiful marathon on the 16th of May. It's a Saturday. So the ground rules, I would say anything from Stitches So Beautiful. You can even bring out your existing projects if you have one already. And but of course, if you want to start new ones, then you can grab a pattern from them. So the one I'm stitching is, let me show you the one I'm doing, okay? So the one I'm doing is a piece of artwork by Adrian G. Iyer, if I pronounce it correctly. And her artwork is kind of revolving around heart shape a lot, sort of different treatment to the theme. So you could either stitch the exact piece with me. It comes with different versions. It's got a mini one. This is the max color, max size, the largest one, and most colors. But I'm pretty sure they've got a mini as well and regular shape size as well and colors. So you can go for those, or you can pick another one. Doesn't have to be from the same artist. You can do a heart shape theme as well. And that's quite nice too. Or just pick one, any pattern from the company. And, it's kind of to just shine a little bit of spotlight on different companies. We do a lot of heaven and earth, and, which is great. but it's nice to do something a little bit different. So, you know, that's kind of the rules, if you can call them that. Lynn says, Yogi, very happy. Partner made me a cup of tea. Oh, my green dolly mug. Oh, that is so nice. Lynn's got a dolly mug and now is drinking tea with the mug. You're going to feel so much better, you know. Dolly is going to heal you, and you're going to be in a tip-top condition in no time. Oh, there you go. Amanda says, I don't think Stitch is so beautiful discloses AI usage. Yes, if they do specifically say they're not going to list one way or the other, it's entirely up to you as a person, as a, you know, consumer, to decide whether, you know, that you're happy with that or not. So it's a choice that individuals can make. And Suzanne is having some popcorn. Oh, so Suzanne's got blue, light blue fabric for the bunny. So is it fully covered, your version of the chart? Because it would be quite nice to have some of the blue to show through as well. Susan says, sadly, eaten all my Black Forest making do with the brownie. Brownie is quite nice as well. You know, I wouldn't complain about that. I know. Black Forest is delicious. And let me bring it back here. Let me just take one more piece of chocolate here. So Diana is referring to the owner of Stitches So Beautiful. Yes, I mean, you know, you can speak with your wallet. If you're happy with it, personally, I am, because I love the artwork. And but if it's not for you, it's not for you. You know, that is totally fine. All right then. So I am going to enter the squirrel zone and do a little bit of squirrel stitching. So this part is kind of a mixture of some parts are quite confetti friendly and some parts are fairly confetti. So I'm going to just flow with it. All right, let's have a look. Okay, very nice. 902, 902. 902. Walkaway says, looks like a take on Van Gogh and very pretty flowers. Yes, indeed. That's what it says in the description there. It says it's taking inspiration from Van Gogh and having her own kind of a spin to it. 1, 2, 3. Scroll stitching coming up. Suzanne says, I think I'll work on my even heart mosaic by the same artist. Yes, you have that beautiful piece that you started, I think, in the beginning of the year, isn't it? Oh, no, no, no. You've got another piece that's mini. No, this one is the one I originally wanted to do. And then I saw this one and I decided to do this one instead. Yes, that one is really beautiful as well. Gray says, Yogi, I was looking on Gecko Rouge, and the kit you were doing is £515 for a 25 count. Yes, I know. Plus shipping and packaging. I know, it's brutal, isn't it? That's why I never, you would never hear me say, go and get this project for, for yourself, because it's so much fun. Because it's just not a reasonable thing to say. I know. Because all the prices they list on the website by default is for, I think, 28 counts. And, but even for 28 counts, majority of them are over £100. And if you change it to 25 counts, then, you're adding maybe another 50 to £100 on projects. I know. And I think, Shelley's piece is probably more. I don't know what fabric count Shelley's working on, but that piece is even bigger. You're welcome, walk away. And I'll keep reminding, the chat about marathon, because some people might not know. Rachel says, if I like the image and it's charted well, that's how I decide what I stitch. Yes, I think that's probably a good policy, because, with the AI, if they, even some usage of it, that for whatever reason, they do not mention it, you're going to be spending a lot of energy trying to do investigations, research. I mean, fair enough, if it's so important for you that you really want to make sure where you stand, I respect that. That's perfectly fine. It's just, for me, ultimately, a little bit like Rachel, if it doesn't feel like AI, because some charts, I can smell it. I can just smell it. There's no artistry in there. It's just a picture generated by something that's not human. You can tell that I would not like it, just purely because it's not, I don't like the image. But if it's, subtly done for whatever reason, how they did it, I have no idea, and I don't care. If it creates something that moves me, I'm not too troubled by the fact, if they use AI in some way. If the whole thing was generated by AI, I think I would be able to tell. With this one, where am I? Here. 1, 2. Oh, this one's tricky. 2. A lot of pattern recognition. So Susan will be parachuting from a horizon. Yes, that's totally fair. If you for whatever reason you want to stitch something else, and go for it. It's not mandatory. It would be nice to join in, but you don't have to. Amanda says the embroidery floss I'm using today is older than me. Wow. Amanda, are you are you that person? Because I saw someone posting on the Facebook group that the person says, posted a few pictures about only purchasing vintage floss. Was that you, Amanda? I thought it was so interesting. I didn't know you could buy vintage floss. Where do you even go to buy them? And do they kind of weaken because of age, or are they really good? Ellen says, I'm stitching on True Love. Our work is from Ada Rosa. And who is it charted by? Are we talking about Stitches So Beautiful or something else? Oh, Stitches So Beautiful. Okay, you mentioned it. And Ellen's doing supersized max color version. Of course, Ellen. I wouldn't expect any less of you. Of course. Diana says, I haven't been here for a few weeks, so I was really happy to see you made it to the squirrel. Okay, yes, I did. And Diana, I had to cheat a little bit. So today I did some work to kind of, clean up the crime scene here. Because, if I zoom out a little bit to show Diana, I kind of, when I got to this point, okay, I was stitching around here and I was thinking, well, the squirrel is just here. And by this point, I was stitching so many blue and blacks, and I was just dying for a little bit of squirrel action. So I kind of just, found my stitches way here and started stitching the squirrel, and leaving out quite a large area here unstitched. So today I did a little bit of a groundwork to patch up a little bit. So now it's looking a little bit more respectable. What do you think, Diana? I think I did a great job covering up the crime scene. So, happens from time to time. Woo Woo is sitting here in the corner, still munching on chocolate. So Woo Woo is having a extended chocolate time, okay? Which I understand. I will not blame you for doing that. Chocolate time is great. Okay, so Shelley, regarding the Gecko Rouge project that she's got, is 445 on 28 counts. And Shelley says, I used to be in their club and got a discount. They don't run a club anymore. They have a Patreon instead. Right. Yes, I remember when I bought the kit from them, they had kind of a Go club. I never figured out how it worked, but they did have some sort of something quite exclusive. I have no idea. But so they don't do that anymore, do they? And they do Patreon. Interesting, but why would a company, a commercial company, do Patreon? Because Patreon is normally for maybe content creators, maybe they're not making a lot, or just to support them. For a commercial company to have a Patreon is unusual, I think. So 445 on 28. I don't know how much it is for my chart. I think it's slightly lower for 28 count. I think it might be under 400 for my chart because your chart is a lot bigger. I know I nearly had a heart attack when I figured out how much it costs. Hi, Cassie. Cassie say, hello, Stitchers. Yogi, you need to change the name of your channel to the Enabler. I bought Max off eBay. Oh, yeah. You can join me when I started. And yes, from Dimension Kit, right? And and Cassie says, I won't be able to eat for 2 weeks, but I think it's worth it. I hope it wasn't too costly because, you know, nowadays, Dimensions Kit depends on where you get it and how rare they are. You know, it might be, people might charge different amount. It's a little bit, yes, it's a little bit tricky right now. And I think it's probably going to get trickier as we move forward with Dimensions Kit. If they stop making new ones, you know. I'm really happy. That piece I really love as well. So I'd like to start that one very soon. Sound Stitching says, if I get hired for a job I interview for, we'll be stitching with you for the marathon. If I don't, I'll be working and watching you. How? Oh, right. So you're interviewing for a new job, is it? So yeah. So the timetable is different. I hope you're definitely gonna get it. Okay, Sound Stitching. Do not worry. We're rooting for you. Laura. Now Laura is just showing off now. Laura says, I got carded today and the cashier said, I look 16. Oh, wow. Yes, still got it, Laura. Very nice. Yes, sometimes you ask for credit cards or ID card, whatever, to prove your age. if you need to buy. So what have you been buying? Super glue? Do you know they check your age when if you're buying super glue over here in the UK. Walkaway says I'm having pizza for chocolate time. Right. Controversial. Okay. Pizza and pizza for chocolate. Well, as long as it's not pineapple pizza, okay? Sarah says when my husband was at the store last week, he sent a text and asked me if I need anything for chocolate time. Yes, that's very nice. It's really important, isn't it? You can't have a chocolate time without chocolate. Exactly, Grace. That's what I said. Is it pineapple pizza? Oh, the pineapple pizza hasn't come up in the chat for a little bit. We miss it. Bring on the pineapple pizza. Ellen says, hey, also on Patreon. Interesting. Why do they do that then? Because normally, probably most of the times you probably get Patreon for if you're a content creator. That happens a lot, or some sort of artist, you know. One, two. Clara says Haid has a Patreon, and so does Nora Corbett, who designs Marabilias. Okay. Okay, I'm ending this color here. $902. Shelley says the club was good. You will pay £10 per month. After 12 months, you would receive £120 voucher. Each purchase you get, you got a discount, and there was exclusive charts. I don't bother with Patreon. So with Patreon, do they not give you anything back? Do they just want you to support them additionally? But also the club, I probably just my brain, it doesn't really make sense, because I kind of looked into it a little bit, and I realized, as you said, Shelley, there, let me bring on so everybody can read it. Maybe you can make some sense, probably more than I do. So, so Shelley's referring to the Gold Club Gecko Rouge had at one point. They don't now. So basically you pay £10 per month to them. After 12 months, you receive £120, which is essentially what you pay them, right? Over 12 months. So it's your money. They give it back to you as a voucher. And you can use the voucher to buy their kids with discounted rate and some exclusive charts. Yes, I think that's very quite, I don't know, because £120 is yours, so it's not like they give you anything. Why can't you just, I don't understand it. So they just want to lock in that £120. So you have to spend it on their kids anyway, but they allow you to buy it slightly cheaply, slightly cheaper rate. And also the exclusive charge. Well, but the thing is with exclusive charge, I never trust that, because for me, charge is whether either you love it or you don't. I don't care if it's just one in the world or, limited edition or whatever. It's, for me, it has zero meaning. So I'm probably not the kind of candidate that will go for the club. And also, how often do you want to spend £120 on a kid, really? I know if it's £120, but let's be honest. Now you can go to Gecko Rouge right at this moment. How many kids can you actually buy with £120? It's quite likely you need to pay them additional money to patch up the discrepancy. So yes, you literally have to love them so much to want to join a scheme like that. So, they're probably looking for sort of die-hard fans. I know I sound a little bit harsh, but that scheme just never really makes sense in my head. Shelley says, I have not Gecko Rouge kids to last a few lifetimes. Exactly. Wow. So you were on that scheme. So did you buy kids, their kids on a regular basis? Then you were a perfect, client profile for them. They're looking for, really loyal fans that they want to buy their kids on a regular basis. I bet they loved you. All right then, 3858, 3858. But I'm just saying as it is, I love my Gecko Rouge pattern, and I enjoy the experience buying from them, even though there's a bit of money. But I'm not a die-hard fan. I cannot say that. This is the only kit I've got from them. 3858, 3858. But the same thing goes to Heaven and Earth as well. I have a lot of their charts. I enjoy their charts, but I'm not sort of, I wouldn't just take anything unconditionally. I'm not a fan, not really. I'm a happy customer so far, and that's it. If they do anything I don't agree with, I would say it. And take it easy, Lizzie, and 99, sweet dream. Walkaway says, I love pineapple. Love pineapple on my pizza. Yes, there you go. Yes. Rachel says, I bought the Max kit on eBay and it wasn't cheap, and they were all listed between $65 to $90 US dollars. Wow. Yes, I think, if the kits you're looking for, they're harder to find, they'll probably put the prices up. Yes. It's getting a little bit like that, isn't it? Where am I exactly? Here. Um, Hi, Suki. Hello. So Laura is not buying super glue or a giant bottle of vodka or something. Clara says, plus with Gecko Roach Patreon, he gives you 25% discount on any kit you buy. Yes, I think if you are happy to be, to support them, either join their club, which they don't do anymore, or Patreon, you probably are planning to buy from them on a regular basis. That's the only, probably the only reason that you would do that. And if you do, then yes, that will be, that'll be worth it. Lynn says, Yogi, they will get interest on your money while they had got it. Yes, that's the part I'm not very comfortable with. I'm just thinking, I don't know. There's something about it. It just doesn't sit well for me. It feels a little bit like a bank, isn't it, Lynn? It's the same concept, isn't it? Because opening a bank account is free, and they make money by you depositing money in your bank account. I'm not sure if, I don't know. It's for me, it feels weird. Rachel says they are getting an advance of your money while you wait for the product. Time value money. Yes. I have to be quite mindful here because it's very easy to misread the pattern because it's all stitches everywhere. Hi, Betty. Betty Hankins is here. Says, I'm finally able to visit. Too busy 2 days with husband. Tomorrow fishing Friday. Great to see you. And Clara says, most of us can't even save worth a darn. So being in the club helped a lot of people to be able to buy a kit or two. With price continuing going up, you can no longer buy 2 kits for £120. I doubt very much. If you go to the website now on Gecko Rouge, I'm not criticizing them. You know, if they create a scheme that their customers happy to join, then that's all good. It feels weird to me, but I doubt you can buy a single kit unless you buy a really small one, and depending on what fabric count you go for. If you go for anything below 28 counts in terms of fabric counts, I doubt very much $120, even £120, you probably can't walk away with anything meaningful. Because as soon as you go up to, 25 counts, it adds a lot more as you go. But if you're totally in love with them, you're just happy to buy anything from them. Like, you're just so sure that there will be at least one kit that you want by the end of the year or whenever. Then yes. Then, having some discount is kind of good. But that's provided if you, have something in mind. And also, to be honest, if you, if you don't have the spare money to spend that much on a kit, I don't think you should, though. You can buy patterns. You can do other things. Because it does cost a little bit of money. Ellen says, I think Gecko Rouge came up with Patreon because they lost customers as they are only selling kits and not PDF charts separate anymore. Hate stopped making kits and also went to Patreon. But that doesn't make sense, Ellen. Because, Ellen, you're saying that Gecko Rouge has gone for Patreon because they lost customer because they only do kits. And you were saying Gecko Rouge, Heaven and Earth, went for Patreon as well because they only do patterns. So which one is the right one to go for? Why are they both losing money? But well, I think Patreon has its own place in my mind. I can only speak for myself. I think Patreon is reserved for non-commercial entities. I think for me, okay, I can only speak for myself. For artists, for content creators, for anyone who are not guaranteed for a steady income for their efforts, because it's unpredictable, being a content creator like me, for instance, or being an artist or any kind of, artistic or creative, maybe you are a developer, you're developing something new, that type of stuff. You can, it's basically crowdfunding, isn't it, to a certain extent. But for a company to do that, I'm not too sure. I'm not aware the companies do that, because the company should be sustainable through their own business strategies and plans. I'm not sure you should get the customers to fund you on top of what they have to spend on your product already. You know what I mean? It's like if your local supermarkets start to trying to get you to donate money to sponsor them, it's going to feel weird. So that's not, in my mind, that's not what Patreon is for. So that's why I'm a little bit surprised. Because it's fundamentally designed to support, artistic pursuit or whatever it is that has no guarantee income. Ellen says a lot of customers are waiting for sales to get their chance, and there's regularly one. So now Michelle got Amy Stewart hour exclude from the sales period. And that's fair because, for it's Michelle or the owners, whoever they are, their responsibility to create a business strategy that's sustainable. That's their job. That's what they do. And if in order to achieve that by removing Amy Stewart from the sales, that's totally fair. That's totally fair, and that's what they should be doing, And it's up for customers to decide whether they're going to buy Amy Stewart full price. So that's totally legit. That's legit. So that's totally different story. That's business strategy. Hi, Maddie. Hey, it's been a little while. Maddie says, hi, everyone. I haven't stitched a little while. Making dinner now, be lurking. Oh, Maddie, what's happening? Hope everything's good. Yes, good to see you. Enjoy your dinner. Shelley says, I just thought of it as paying on the payment plan. Well, that's provided. That's a bit different. Payment plan is if you have a product in mind and they break up the payments in chunks. So you're definitely going to get that product, or maybe having that product in the meantime while you're paying for the product, right? That's the benefit. And that's the payment plan, is that you can enjoy the product ahead of time. But this is not. You literally have to wait till the end, and there is no guarantee you can afford that, whatever kit that you want. You probably still have to pay additional money. So I remember I was looking to the benefit of being a Gold member, and I was scratching my head. I keep trying to figure out, so what would be the benefit for me? I keep trying to think, so how does that work for me that I need to join this? I never figured that out. Stargazer, that's a little bit strong, okay? So Stargazer says, so this is not my opinion, okay? This Stargazer's the Giga Rouge investment thing feels like a dirty scam. It doesn't sit well with me at all. I wouldn't go that far to call it a scam. I'm just thinking that maybe there's an element of taking advantage of the loyalty of the customers. And I think that's why it doesn't sit well for me. And I'm glad they don't do that anymore, or maybe changing their kind of their policies there. I don't know what they're doing. But I, because when they try to describe what you're getting, and they say, well, by the end of 12 months, you get £120 back. But I'm thinking, well, but £120 is my money. You're just giving my money back in the form of a voucher. What does that do for me? And Busy Mom says at home making dinner, and we're having chicken and then zucchini and yellow squash. Oh, very nice. I have not had yellow squash for like eternity. I can't remember last time, but zucchini, courgette, I love. And I have not had chicken since 2027. No, 2007. And Clara says, plus every month you would give away for about 2 gift cards ranging from 100 to £50. That was always exciting. Happened about for about 2 years. Oh, so they every year, every month they would give away about 4 gift cards. Oh, so it's like a prize draw that randomly you may or may not get it. I mean, Clara, at the end of the day, you know, it sounds like you love Gecko Rouge, and that's totally cool. And if you're happy with what they're offering, no words for me, you know, no complaints whatsoever. I'm simply voicing my own confusion as a customer, you know, just looking at what they're offering. And, you know, for any reason, by doing kids only, they're not making enough profit. Maybe they need to think about a different way of doing it. I don't know. It's what business do, right? What they're doing is not artistic pursuit. It's a business. Ellen says, I'm also wondering, here in Belgium, a company can't sell anything with loss. So how can Gecko Rouge sell kits at 25% discount? Is that their profit they make on each kit? I'm not quite sure what that means. So they're not allowed to get to sell things at discount. Oh, right. So there are regulations in Belgium that whatever you do as a company, you cannot undersell to the point that you lose money. Interesting. So do they not have like loss leaders, that type of stuff? Because it's quite common for companies to have, you know, few items, not everything, few items, maybe slash the prices so low to attract new customers or customers to buy and get them through the door, and hoping they will buy other things. They're not discounted. But the thing is, if Gecko Rouge is doing it through the club, it's not company-wide. It's not, that does not apply to all of their customers. Majority of the customers would still be buying their kits with you know, with full prices. Walkaway says, I like hitting my own project mostly. I have one Gecko Rouge, but now have sort of fallen out of love with it. And the floss can't just be replaced back to my stash because of the numbering system. Yes, I think that can be an issue, because they do give you a lot of floss, which is nice. But any leftover is going to be tricky to match colors. So you can use the spare floss. Let me take a sip of my coffee. And the thing is, when I bought my kit, as I said, they got the fabric incorrectly. And I have to say, the customer service was great. Immediately, they were very apologetic. Not only they sent me the replacement fabric, and of course I got to keep the original fabric that was incorrectly measured, which was quite large, a 25 count fabric. So I have two pieces of fabric from them, plus they sent me a, if I remember correctly, a 60 pound voucher. So they didn't have to do that, they can just replace the fabric, but as a token of apologies, they sent me a token, a sort of voucher as well. But the thing is, I never used it because it doesn't matter what I did. If I attempt to use that voucher, meaning that I'll most likely pay double of that amount in order to make up enough money to buy a kit. Does that make sense? So they gave me 60 pounds, but in order to get any kit in a meaningful way, 25 count, I'll probably need to pay them additional, probably 60 to 70 pounds in order to get a kit. So it kind of didn't make sense in my head. And also, you know, I didn't really have another pattern in mind that I wanted. So I just never use the voucher. And I think, and also it had a very short expiring date, like six months or something like that. So it was totally wasted. Shelley says on Patreon, I think is referring to Gecko Rouge Patreon. She says, I think you can get different amounts for exclusive benefits, i.e. a free chart each month. Yes, you can get a free chart. So I think, again, it's really depending on what type of customer or stitcher you are. For me, I don't want random free charts. I want to look at a chart and love it. I get it. I don't want people just give me free charts, random charts. I don't care if it's a free. I don't want them. I'm not interested. So, but that's just me, because some stitchers, they collect charts. Then for them, it's probably quite exciting. But for me, you know, stitching a project is like making a new friend, and I'm selective with my friends. Betty Hankins says, I want one Gecko Rouge, but it's over 500 US dollars every time I save money. When I get about 300, sometimes breaks. So I hand over the funds. maybe Betty needs to join a Go Club so they keep the money for you. And Clara says, oh, are you referring to, I don't know what cello is. Michelle? Do you mean Michelle? Clara says, Michelle, she's losing money because her customer mostly buy Amy Stewart during sales, so she wants that money, and that's okay. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And she's totally entitled to charge full amount because that's the original amount. And if Amy Stewart piece, they want people to buy the full, you know, with the full price, that's totally cool. No issues with that. And Betty says, Gecko Rouge Patreon, when I was with them, they gave a chart away each month. I was part of it about 6 months and only like one. Yes, it's a bit random, isn't it? Because free sounds nice, but those charts are not tissue papers that you can use instantly, you know, like toilet rolls. If you get free toilet rolls, you know you're going to use it at some point. But you know, apologies for the toilet roll analogy, but you know, something practical that you know you're going to use. But for charts, if you don't stitch it, it has zero value. If you don't like it, it means nothing. So Clara says, I love all the charts so far except for one, and that's because it's too dark and too scary. And Clara, are you going to stitch them all? If you like them, are you going to stitch them? Because if you don't stitch them, they're just charts. It's just a PDF. I know I sound so harsh, don't I? Because you know, there's certain things I feel strongly about, and I think, you know, as a customer, it's we shouldn't confuse them. We shouldn't become a fan club. You know what I mean? When it comes to companies, sometimes we kind of, the dynamic kind of change a little bit, and this is when companies start to treat the customers badly, because they feel like you're no longer the customers, because customers are supposed to come above the company in theory, okay? But when they put you not above but below, you know what I mean? And it's our responsibilities as consumers, as customers, to keep an eye on companies, on what they do, you know. So you know, the companies I buy from very happily, but I will never call myself a fan, if you know what I mean, because I'm not going to just put up anything they do. All right, then, I'm going to pick the next one. 3772. It's a brown. Yes, loss leader is one of the business strategies. Okay, where do I start? Here. Dragon Lady says, clearly I missed a lot while eating soup and salad for lunch. Oh, that sounds lovely. I may have to give up eating. That's one way of doing it. Or you can take Yogi with you when you're eating, right? You can always watch Yogi while you're eating your soup and salad, which sounds lovely. Shelley says, regarding Gecko Rouge Patreon, I decided not to join as like you. I don't like random charts. Yes, I think, you know, maybe some people join, just want to support them. But then again, you have to question that if a business requires crowdfunding in some way, you need to think about, you know, maybe there's things you need to do. Clara says, yes, I'm a big fan of Gecko Rouge and the kids are so pretty. I really love Joe Grundy's art and Dorian Spencer's art. Roseanne Bells, yes, that's wonderful. If you have tons and tons of artists that you know you're going to want to buy their patterns, then yes, you're a perfect customer for them. Busy Mom says, I collect charts and I start new ones. I know, Busy Mom, 21, okay? The magic number. And it's only April. And Ellen as well. Yes, it's going to be a competition, to the end of the year to see who has started more projects this year, 2026. Yes, I know a lot of stitchers like to collect charts. Yes, free toilet rolls. Because toilet rolls, at some point you're gonna need them, right? So it's not like charts. If you don't stitch those charts, they're just PDFs. And Clara says, and Yogi, probably she found out how you enable your subs on Amy Stewart charts. She took her charts off our price. Oh, Yogi is innocent, okay? And it's probably good for Amy Stewart if she's her charts are, she's working on commission basis. That means the more people pay for her chart, maybe she gets more. So Ellen says, every time I say I don't buy more charts or start more stuff before I know there's a new one I need to have. I know. And this is why whenever I hear stitchers say, hey, this year is going to be a no new start year. And I always say, well, I'll check with you in 2 weeks' time. Let's see if it's still, the case. Because sometimes you just have new charts. You just feel like you want it. Where am I? Exactly. Here. This one and that one. Amanda says, I am cross-stitching a bear. That was cute in the finished product photo and cute in the chart, but my version looked like oversized, deranged pig leading a baby bear. What? So it doesn't look like the mock-up. A deranged pig. Yes, well, you know. Walkaway says, I think that fan club analogy is a good one. Maybe that's why the companies often have their own Facebook group, etc., to encourage that kind of thinking. Well, I think Facebook group, yes, I think loyalty and the connection, company customer connection has to be built, and it can be done through social media, no problem with that. A lot of companies, they do sell, like Caterpillar and Heaven and Earth as well, they do sell. It's to build that relationship with the customers, and that's good. That's not a bad thing at all. It's only a problem when they kind of switch that dynamic too far. It becomes your responsibility to support a company in some way. You have no obligation. You have to remember that as a customer. It doesn't matter how much you like any company's product. Always remember, you're paying them money. You're paying them money. So you have to watch what they do, and it's not unconditional. It's not charity. That's not what they're doing. It's a commercial entity. Their job is to make enough profit so they can sustain the business and continue to provide the products you love to buy, right? So it's supposed to be a sustainable process that's fair on both sides. They may profit and you get great products. That dynamic should never be tipped off balance. It becomes a charity case. It becomes you have to support the company, because if a commercial entity is not able to sustain themselves, they're not doing very well, right? Would you agree? Ellen says, I wouldn't want to use free charts as, as toilet paper either. Well, if you have enough, but nowadays all PDF, so you have to print them out. Or you can just use A4 sheets without wasting the ink. And Clara says, I have started 2 of those Gecko Rouge Patreon charts so far, and I have another one kitted up, but I've started it. So many other charts. Right. That's nice. I mean, if you enjoy what they're offering and it's a balanced, healthy relationship, and that's great. Grace says, if they lower their prices, more people will buy them. I know I would. Yes, I think, the issues, I talked about this before with Gecko Rouge, the quality of their product is not in question, because anybody has bought their kids, they enjoy the experience, and the kids are beautiful. There's some unique pieces there. So the quality is not in question. It's more of, really? £175 for a kid? That kind of question. And you can't really find anything lower. You can't really walk away with anything unless you have over £100 to spare. And so the question will be, are you able to get enough customers through the door to even be part of your clientele to start with? Because, think about this. Think about this, guys. If you ever start a new business of your own or anything, if you ever start, not even a business, a YouTube channel, what is the first thing you want? You want people to know about you, to discover you, right? Same with business, same with any kind of, social media pursuit, whatever. You want people to know you to start with. And that is the hardest, the most difficult hurdle you have to get through. Because without people discovering you, you're invisible. And same with business. The hardest part is to get people to know that you're there, right? Would you agree? And once that happens, so let's say you discover Gecko Rouge or whatever company through social media, whoever, and you go, wow, that sounds interesting. I want to go and check out their website. Bingo. That's what you want for a business, to not only for someone to discover your business, but take enough interest. They want to come to your website to check it out. Do you know how hard it is? And do you know how much money companies try to market whichever way to get people even notice, to know that they're there? Agree, right? Imagine when that happens, finally, you get someone to be so interested. They come to your website, and then within 5 minutes, they walk away. And why do they walk away? Not because your patterns are ugly, not because, you look rubbish. It's a price tag. It's just so off the normal expectations, what people will pay for a stitching kit, that they have to walk away. So in a way, you're pushing them away. They finally got here, and then you give them reasons to walk away. Some might stay, and like in my case, I was hooked on this pattern so much that I went back and do it. But the first once or twice when I went to the website, I literally go, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. And no way. I couldn't believe my eyes. So this is the dilemma Gecko Rouge has, because they have something unique they can offer. But that price range is not what people normally expect to pay for a hobby, a casual hobby. I'm not questioning the quality of the product. That is for the customers to decide. But just think about the issues they have is that they finally get to the point that someone is interested in going to their website, but because of the price, they literally have to walk away. Think about that. Just think about that. How much loss is that for a business? I cannot quantify it. And where am I exactly? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, I got that one. 3 more. 1, 2, 3, got that one. And those 2. Good. Clara says the paper is too rough to clean the buttocks. And also, how do you clean your buttocks with PDFs? I don't know. Digital toilet paper. Yes, I know. I started it, didn't I? I know. It's all kicking off. It's all kicking off. And Ellen says, to be honest, Yogi's right. I pay €180 for a yearly membership of TCSS. What is that? And I don't stitch any monthly charge of it. Oh, is it a different company? Yes, only you can decide as a customer whether that's worth it for you, right? And the ones you wanted, you needed to pay for. Exactly. That's very often the case. Just like they gave me £60 voucher, and which is very nice gesture. But in order to buy anything, to walk away with anything from their website, I literally have to, put another £60 on top in order to get anything. So it's for me, that's not a good deal. Tracy Parker, hello. Says, hi everyone, I was a monogamous stitcher until, oh no, another complaint letter. Until I met Yogi, now I have 4 whips and will be 5 in May. Yeah, so Tracy's joining us, yes. Mine as well. Mine as well just go all the way. Where am I exactly? I can't find my position. So I'm here. Okay, block 1. It's a little bit tricky when you have everything's brown and there's so many stitches just scattered around. Here, okay, I got it. 1, 2. It's all brown, it's all chocolate. 3, okay, that's that one. It's this one, okay. Gotcha. 2. Yes, finally. It's like an ocean of brown stitches. Deranged pig, yes. Alan says sometimes it feels like charity. There were multiple crowdfunding on Hey 2, or companies saying they could be out of business as Tilton Crafts. Yeah, that's tricky. For me, it doesn't sit well because I'm just thinking, well, it's your job to make it work, right? I'm not saying it's easy running a business. It's probably very difficult. But is it, should you be relying on your customers to keep you going other than buying your products? You know, you should get them to get something back in return. So Betty wants to be a very rich vampire. Ellen says, I wish I had more strength as Yogi to say no to more webs or charts than you are overwhelmed. Well, I kind of treat my webs as friends, as I said, and I'm very, very fussy with my friends. I don't have them lightly. If I'm going to introduce a web to my life, I literally have to be in love with it. And Rachel says, that's why I posted pictures of new patterns and things on Etsy store. You have no business with our customers. Yes, Rachel. So Rachel knows. Rachel started the Etsy shop, right? It's brand new. And Rachel is a new designer, a new kid on the block. And the hardest part, wouldn't you say, Rachel, is about getting the people to even know that you're there. It doesn't matter how great your charts are, how great your, you are with the customers. If they don't even walk through the door, you have no chance, right? So imagine if they're there, but for some reason they have to walk away. That's a big loss. That's a big loss. So I don't know how they can do it. I have no idea. It's their business, but some way they need something to hold on to these people coming to their website and give them reason to be there and to come back and to buy something. That's what they need to do, I think. Ellen says you have some brands you pay for a lot. For example, Dolce Gabbana. So I guess you pay for the brand name too. And yes, you'd be surprised the things they do in order to maintain the prestige of a brand. Indeed, yes, people could pay for the brand. Customers, the customers happy to do that. And it's up to the customers, right? But I'm not sure cross stitch works the same way as fashion. Hey, Chivids. Wow, this is so tricky because it's like it's a random stitches everywhere. So it's very easy to stitch in the wrong spot. And Ellen says, I just cancel my membership on a cross stitch studio. What is that company? I'm not familiar with it. Is that the one that you pay 120 euro or something for? And if you don't think they give you the value for money, then you shouldn't pay the money. So Ellen says it's a full coverage company, but it's just a fan club thing feeling. Yes, it's tricky, isn't it? Because, on one hand, if you like a company, you want to kind of support them in some way, but they should be supported by the customers buying things and get something in return. You shouldn't feel like you have to just, support them for whatever reason. I mean, it's a company, right? And just like, I fully support Dimensions, as a company, but it's not like I just willy-nilly just give them money to keep them alive. No, I want a nice product. And have they been around for a long time? Because I'm not familiar with them. All right. Gonna end this one. Oh, all these browns are so close in colors. It's really tricky. And same here with a lot of blues as well. Oh, my coffee is still nice and warm. So delicious. Walkaway says, I went to Cross Stitch Studio website, but when I click on one of the charts I like the look of, it was exclusive. So I just clicked off. Yes, when it's exclusive, what does that mean? Does that mean you have to be like a member or something, like some sort of, you know? I think Gecko Rouge will probably have those as well. And I think Hade as well. I'm pretty sure there's a link. It says exclusive. I never looked at it because if it's exclusive, I'm probably not part of it. So. Okay, so I'm gonna have. Oh, I'm gonna come back to blue actually. To do a bit of more straightforward stitching. This bit is burning my brain cells. 939. 939. Ellen says, referring to Cross Stitch Studio, I think. Ellen says they give 2 monthly free charts, but vintage stuff that isn't my taste, and one I want, I need to pay for, as it that isn't free one. Ah, right. So you get discount, but you do have to buy it. That's the tricky part, isn't it? This is what I meant about toilet roll. If they give you something that you know you would definitely need at some point, then it's, you might not need it now, but at some point you know you're going to need it. So it's not going to go to waste. But, cross-stitching charters, if you don't like it, you're not going to stitch it. It's literally a PDF of nothing. Ah, for cross-stitch royalty. Oh no, I'm a peasant. I'm a cross-stitch peasant. So not for me then. Ellen says, as you said about a £60 voucher, you keep pairing more. Yes, exactly. If the base price for their products is around 50 to £60, at least you think, well, £60 voucher, I can get something back. So that's a genuine freebie, right? But they know their products on average, it's about £100 plus, but they give you £60 voucher. That means in order to use the voucher, you have to pay them more money. And that bit I'm not too happy about. That is just that's a trap. Clara says, Yogi, TCSS is having 50% sale till the end of April. I don't know what TCSS is. What is it? No idea. You need to explain. Cassie says, is there a plan for Saturday? I probably missed it. Yes, Saturday we're going to have a members stream as well. And of course, Amy Sao as well. So for members hangout, we can do a side quest. So you can just bring any side quest, side dishes that you've got and come and join me. And I'll decide what I'm going to do. I think last week I thought we were doing one, we couldn't. And I wanted to do a sampler. I might still do that one. Or maybe I'll just do something else that's different from the regular ones. So come and join me. You can bring anything you like. You can knit socks. Whatever it is you'll do. We're going to just hang out. Oh yeah, Shelley, yes. Shelley says you still don't share how you Gecko Ridge pattern. Sorry, I totally forgot about that, Shelley. Thank you for reminding me that. Sorry about that. I just went on a tangent. Yes. So Shelley, in a nutshell, you have to do a lot of manual changes. So the main thing is, so Shelley, I'm assuming that you are you have access to cross stitch saga, not cross stitch saga, cross stitch paradise. So you need to make a lot of changes and tweaking on cross stitch paradise. Okay, you need to. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to remember how I did it. So you have to, well, I think when you import your Gecko Rouge chart onto Paradise, all the thread numbers are probably going to come out randomly. It's not going to be 1 to whatever. That's how Gecko Rouge kind of order their thread numbers, right? Just from 1 to 150 if they're 150 colors. So, but they're not going to come out like that on cross stitch paradise. So step 1, you need to go into the thread list on Paradise to identify what color is what number, and you do that by stitch count, because just visually the swatch might be incorrect, the numbers are going to be gibberish. Okay, so there's a little bit of work you have to do. Just brace yourself. You need to be prepared, but it's worth it because it's such a big project. Once you've done it, it's done, right? So first step, you need to identify which color from 1 to 150, for instance, and some of them will come out correct. Some of them, majority of them probably won't. So the way you identify which is by stitch count. So you need to match your PDF. Step 1, that's what you do. Once you adjust that, I remember with my project, when I imported it into, when I get everything correct and I pick the swatch that kind of represent the colors of, so for instance, blue. So there's some guesswork you have to do. You have to pick from swatches to pick the color. For instance, if it's a pink, you need to select that shade of pink. And you can tell if it's correct just by looking at the markup it generates. Make sense? So that's on cross stitch paradise. So once you get that all correct and the markup looks, correct with shading and everything, you can export it to Saga in the Saga readable format. But when you import, okay, let me show you this. Sorry guys, this is a little bit niche, okay, but just for Michelle, it's so for Shelley, it's kind of important. I can totally understand that, and it's very hard to explain through Facebook posts because there's so much. So it's a lot easier if I just show Shelley now. So bear with us. So if I pull out my Gecko Rouge project here, and just some idea for you as well, if you ever get Gecko Rouge project and you want to import into Saga. So this is, I'm showing you my Gecko Rouge chart, okay? So, so once you import it into Saga, everything will look good, okay, at this point. With the thread card, with the thread list, you should be able to sort from 1 to 150, if that's 150 colors, and the swatches should match the colors somewhat of the actual thread, because we don't know the DMC numbers, so the swatches, the colors will be a guess. So you pick similar shade to that thread, and that should help you to generate the markup. So when you come to the chart, if you flip the light bulb on, it should show you a version of the stitched area. So for instance, if I do this, right, the light bulb is on, it's basically showing the unstitched stitches, and in a way, a markup with grit. But you're gonna have problems when you go to the actual markup mode where the eye is. Okay, so let me turn this off. And normally when you generate a markup is by tapping on the eye icon. When you tap on the eye icon, it's not gonna look like this. It's gonna look like a mess. If you don't mind this view, you can ignore it. But I wanted this mode to display properly. So there's another step you have to do. Okay, it's optional, but you know, it's going to affect the quality of your experience on Saga. I like this view to do correctly. So okay, Shelley, take note. You can play back this bit and watch it again if you need to. In order to correct that view, you have to go to the calculator. Okay, it's very fiddly, okay? It's not fun. It's going to take some time. So the calculator on the right side here, there's a floss list of everything that you've got for this project. Okay, you should have a full list. And on this list, you have to go through the same step again. You have to pick out go through the entire thread list and pick the swatches that match the thread card, because these two, for some reason, they do not correspond with each other. So this is a separate list. The markup, the main markup is generated by these colors rather than your thread card colors. Okay, if you're confused, I do not blame you. Maybe at some point I can go through this again with you, but these are the two steps. So this one, if you don't care about the markup view under the icon, you can ignore this. It's gonna look gibberish, okay? Complete mess. And you can correct all the colors by going to the calculator. But in order for the chart to come in relatively correctly, you have to do a lot of work on Paradise as well. Okay, unfortunately, there's no shortcut that I'm aware of. This is what I had to do. And I thought it was worth it because, you know, I only have one chart and this chart is going to last me a lifetime. So I wanted to display correctly. Does that help, Shelley? So do the bit on Paradise first and then think about, you know, whether you want to correct the markup as well. All right. So I'm gonna do the final few stitches. So it's 18 past midnight here, and tomorrow I have very early classes. I have to get up at around 6. Very nice. So that's it. Oh, right. So Ellen says TCSS is the cross stitch studio. Okay, that the T's confused me a little bit. I was thinking, where's that T come from? Okay, so they're doing 50% sales. I'm not familiar with them, so I'll definitely have a look at them. So guys, you got information that they're doing 50% sales there. Laura says, I vote for British Isle. I might do that actually, Laura. I've been thinking about doing that one. Yes, I might do British Isle, Laura. We're going to have a laugh. We're going to have a laugh with that one. All right, then. That's a deal. And for the members hangout this Saturday, I'm going to work on the comedy piece that is called British Isle. Yes. And you can join me doing whatever you want. Ah, so Cross Stitch Studio. Yes, the name just popped up the recent couple of days. I wasn't aware of them. I'll definitely have a look at the chart they're offering. Probably not going to join a membership, but excellent. Cassie says I'll be there with bells on. Yes, we're gonna start at around the usual, 4:30-ish or 5 p.m. UK time. So, and we stitch till about 7:30, and then we have the Amy Saw. You're welcome, Shelley. Yes, just be patient and think about, the fact that it's such an epic project. Once it's done, it's done. And make sure you save your chart every step of the way so you're not losing any progress if anything crashes. Betty says I was out in space for a few minutes. Who is having 50% sale? It's what is it called? The Cross Stitch Studio, I think. That's the company name. So I'm not familiar with them, but I'm curious. I'm going to do one more stitch, actually, because they're just entire ocean of this color. I could be here for another hour. Here we go. So this one, just double checking, I bookmarked these two as well. 939. And Rachel is having a sale as well, 45% of her Etsy store. Rachel, can I give you a suggestion? I'll give you full permission to do it, okay? But when you post on the Facebook group with your pattern, can you include the hyperlink as well? Because I cannot find your store. I found it once upon a time, and when you posted your pattern, there's no hyperlink. It's not hyperlinked. So if you include a link as well, it will help the members to find it. Because, you know, with a name, particularly you're probably quite new on their search engine. It doesn't come up, even if you type in the shop name. Okay, Rachel, I give you permission to post the link to your store, and make sure you do that so people can find it. Okay. And Betty says, thank you. I know them, but wonder if I'd. Oh yes, exactly. So so that's Cross Stitch Company, and we're learning about new stores every day. Every day. Yes, Rachel, do that so people can find it easily. All right then, guys. This is what I've done today. Okay, look at this. This is looking a lot more respectable. So today I'm working on this piece called Sleep Time. Okay, I'll show you the markup in a bit. And so this piece I started in the new year marathon, and we're gonna do another one in May. Okay, guys, get ready. Okay, and 16th of May we're doing another marathon, the first one this year. And I started from upper left and skip a little bit in order to get to the squirrel, but now I patched it up a little bit. It's looking a lot better. All right, and before you know it, you will not even remember that I cheated. And so let me show you what's happening on the fabric. Okay, let me show you the markup. There, it's gorgeous. Okay, you might be wondering where I'm stitching. Look at the upper right there, okay, upper right corner, and looking diagonally down, that's where I am. I'm stitching the tail of the little squirrel there, and I enjoy it. It's really, really nice and sleepy looking squirrel there. And of course, we're going to be looking at the stitch count. Okay, guys, are you ready? You know, tomorrow we won't be able to meet, and hopefully Ellen is going to do a stream for us. Okay, and guys, go join Ellen tomorrow if Ellen's doing a stream. Ellen's doing Monday and Friday streams. Okay, when Yogi is not here. So so she's going to keep you company, and look at me. Let me just turn this off a little bit. It looks so cluttered with 5x5, and I'm going to count down to 3, 2, and 1. I do have a counter. Yay! Yes, the grand total of the number of stitches Yogi has done today is 296. It's nearly 300. Yay! Round of applause for Yogi. Yes, not bad. It's way above average, isn't it? My average is about 200. So this is pretty good. I'm really happy. And in terms of the percentage, it's slightly moving forward there, 0.88 right there. All right. And I'm very, very happy. So let me switch back here. Okay. And so behave when I'm not here tomorrow, and be nice to Ellen. And I will see you on Saturday for a double stream, and do a members hangout. I'm going to stitch British Isle. Okay, Laura's suggestion. I love that. And we also have Amy Sao as well for everybody. So I will see you on Saturday. And tomorrow, I'm going to do a marathon teaching session tomorrow. So I brace myself. I'm going to get up super early tomorrow morning and teaching till evening. So, you know, pray for me. And so I'll see you on Saturday. And thank you for your company today. Great chat, great chat. And see you on Saturday. Nighty night, everyone. And from a sleepy London town. Love you all. Bye-bye. Nighty night.